Within the blockchain ecosystem, where one has access to various decentralized exchanges and DEX aggregators, it's crucial for both casual and power users to understand the different forms of liquidity, how to utilize them, and why they matter. Additionally, recognizing how these forms of liquidity affect price action is essential. The goal of this video is to lay the foundation for anyone looking to integrate liquidity providing into their crypto strategies, whether to generate passive income, buy or sell crypto, or simply use it as a tool to better understand market movements. I'll explain everything you need to know in a short and easy to understand manner. However, please bear in mind that there's no financial advice on this channel. I'm just gathering the facts so my lazy friends don't have to. The first key point to grasp is that liquidity providing involves making your coins available for others to trade. By placing your coins into a liquidity pool, you allow others to swap between the coins in the pool, such as HEX and USDC. The price of each coin in the pool is determined by their ratio. When someone trades, they either add or remove coins from the pool, which changes the ratio and thus the price. For example, if someone buys HEX with USDC, the amount of HEX in the pool decreases while the amount of USDC increases, raising the price of HEX. Conversely, selling HEX increases its amount in the pool while decreasing the amount of USDC, lowering the price of HEX. As a liquidity provider, you offer a service to the market, entitling you to a fee paid with every transaction made in your pool, providing you with passive income. Unlike centralized exchanges, where liquidity comes from a single entity or a centralized group, decentralized exchanges source liquidity from the community. This allows anyone to provide liquidity and start earning fees, representing a significant revolution in the financial market. The first decentralized exchange, Uniswap version 1, only allowed tokens to be paired with Ethereum, the native coin on the network. To fully grasp how liquidity works, it is important to understand the key differences in how liquidity is managed and utilized across the various types of DEXes that followed. V2 DEXes use the X times Y equals K formula, where the liquidity is spread across all possible prices. In this formula, X and Y represent the number of tokens in the liquidity pool, and K is a constant set by the initial liquidity provider. This constant remains the same throughout the life of the pool. For example, consider a pool with 100 HEX and 100 USDC tokens, resulting in K equaling 10,000. If someone buys HEX by adding 10 USDC to the pool, the USDC in the pool increases to 110. Using the formula, we calculate the new amount of HEX to be 91, resulting in a price increase for HEX due to the purchase. An essential concept to understand here is price slippage, which is the difference between the expected amount of tokens received in a swap and the actual amount of tokens received based on the available liquidity. In this scenario, the buyer received only 9 HEX tokens instead of the expected 10. Less liquidity at specific price ranges increases price volatility, both upward and downward, and results in more price slippage. Conversely, more liquidity at specific price ranges reduces volatility and results in less price slippage. By spreading liquidity, V2 DEXes enable trading at all possible prices, which is beneficial. However, this may also lead to inefficient liquidity providing, especially for non-volatile pairs where some price ranges may never be met, thus not earning the liquidity provider any fees. Meanwhile, the current price ranges might incur increased slippage and volatility due to the lack of liquidity, as the tokens are spread out too thinly. This is where V3 DEXes come into play, introducing concentrated liquidity, which allows liquidity providers to specify discrete price ranges for their liquidity, making it more capital efficient. For example, instead of spreading $1,000 from 0 to infinity, you can place it between $1 and $2. This allows you to earn more fees within a tight trading range. Multiple positions can also overlap, increasing the liquidity in those ranges and making the market more efficient. Higher liquidity at specific price ranges results in lower slippage and volatility because more money is needed to move the price. When providing liquidity, it's important to understand the risk of impermanent loss. Impermanent loss occurs when the value of tokens in a liquidity pool changes compared to if you had just held them. For example, imagine you have 3 HEX tokens and 3 USDC tokens in a liquidity pool with HEX valued at $1 each. If someone swaps USDC for HEX, you might end up with 2 HEX tokens worth $2 each and 4 USDC tokens totaling $8. If you had simply held onto your original tokens, you would now have $9. The $1 difference is your impermanent loss. The loss is impermanent because it might go away if token prices return to their original values. Liquidity providers take on this risk but are compensated with fees for their service to the market. The goal for a liquidity provider is to earn more in fees than they lose from impermanent loss. Today, most DEXes are based on Uniswap v2 and v3. However, in contrast to these versions, where you can only have 2 tokens within a liquidity pool, certain protocols such as FUX and Balancer allow users to pair up to 8 tokens in a single pool. This gives you exposure to several assets while also earning fees. There are both traditional weighted pools, where an equal dollar amount of each token is deposited, and customizable weighted pools, where you can allocate a higher percentage to one coin, thereby reducing the risk of impermanent loss. The more a pool is weighted towards one token, the less impermanent loss you experience while still earning fees. Some pools are also incentivized with an additional reward token, which I explained in a previous video, so be sure to check it out after this one if you haven't already. Anyway, liquidity providers also need to consider other key metrics since there are numerous pools available across several decentralized exchanges. Firstly, volume represents the amount of money traded within a specific pair, while TVL, or total value locked, reflects the amount of liquidity in a particular pool. Ideally, you want high volume and low TVL. This setup allows for more trades, resulting in increased fee earnings while being distributed to fewer participants as there's less competition. Secondly, you should be aware of the different fee structures in multiple pools for the same token. When one pool charges a 0.5% fee and another charges 1%, naturally, more traders will choose the pool with the lower 0.5% fee. This is especially true as more people use DEX aggregators to execute their swaps. A DEX aggregator, such as Piteus, functions like a search engine, finding the best and cheapest route across multiple decentralized exchanges to swap your tokens. It determines the most efficient route with the least amount of fees and slippage, ensuring you get the most value for your money. Another important factor to consider is the range within which you provide liquidity, as it directly affects your earnings. A tighter range means a higher percentage of your coins are actively traded, leading to more fees, but also a higher risk of impermanent loss. If the price moves outside your range, you stop earning fees and experience 100% impermanent loss. In contrast, a wider range means fewer coins are being traded, resulting in fewer fees, but a lower risk of impermanent loss. If you want a long-term position, a wider range is better to avoid significant impermanent loss. However, when setting up a long-term position between coins with a fixed price correlation, such as stablecoins, it's more effective to provide liquidity within a tighter range. This results in a higher percentage of your coins being traded, leading to more fees. Moreover, there's no risk of impermanent loss as the ratio between both tokens should remain stable. Modeling potential scenarios before engaging in a liquidity pool is crucial for understanding and becoming comfortable with possible impermanent loss. However, providing liquidity can also be a strategy where impermanent loss works in your favor, effectively causing you to buy or sell a token. As the price moves across your range, you automatically exchange one coin for another. A V2 liquidity position can be viewed as a dollar cost averaging strategy, where you slowly accumulate more of one token over time. In this case, you never completely buy into or sell out of a position as you spread your liquidity from 0 to infinity. With V3 liquidity, you can set discrete ranges, making it much more effective for buying and selling. The tighter you set your range, the faster the price moves across it, leaving you with your desired token. For example, if you want to sell HEX at $5, you would need to put your hex in a very tight liquidity position just within that price range. When the price hits your range, your position can move very quickly from 100% hex to 100% USDC. Once this happens, it's very important that you close your position. If you don't, and the price of hex falls back down, the process will reverse just as quickly. One of the advantages of utilizing liquidity for exchanging tokens is that there's no price slippage. You receive the exact average of your liquidity range. Additionally, you don't pay any fees, as you are the one earning fees for providing liquidity, and you don't impact the price even though you're taking profits. Once you understand the power of impermanent loss, you can start buying or selling with maximum efficiency. The larger your holdings, the more advantageous this knowledge becomes. Aiming to be successful in cryptocurrency, one must develop a broad understanding of liquidity, with Hart's law being a crucial piece of the puzzle. In essence, Hart's law states that the more liquidity there is between two tokens, the more likely their prices will move together. For example, let's say that both HEX and PLS are priced at $1 and are heavily bonded to USDC at a 1-to-1 ratio as well as to each other. If someone swaps a large amount of USDC for PLS, changing the ratio to 2-to-1, the price of PLS increases to $2. Since the other pools are still interchangeable at a 1-to-1 ratio, a discrepancy arises, leading to arbitrage opportunities. In this scenario, people can profit by buying HEX for $1 in the USDC and HEX pool, swapping the HEX 1-to-1 for PLS in the PLS and HEX pool, and then getting double the amount of USDC by swapping PLS in the PLS and USDC pool. This process ultimately leads to adjustments in prices across the different coins involved, benefiting both PLS and HEX from the initial purchase of PLS. Of course, this is an extreme example where the buyer would have suffered significant price slippage, but it clearly demonstrates why the prices of tokens paired in liquidity pools tend to move together. You are unlikely to find arbitrage opportunities of this scale, especially due to DEX aggregators routing across multiple liquidity pools to swap tokens, automatically taking advantage of small arbitrage opportunities that equalize the ratios. However, certain protocols have integrated unique mechanics aimed at creating continuous arbitrage opportunities while simultaneously pushing up the price of the involved tokens. The video in the top right corner is a must-watch for those who want to learn more. As mentioned earlier, the goal of this video is to lay the foundation for anyone looking to integrate liquidity providing into their crypto strategies. Whether it's to generate passive income, buy or sell crypto, or simply use it as a tool to better understand market movements. When someone accumulates so much crypto that selling it on the market isn't practical, it's in everyone's best interest that they are aware of their options, such as benefiting from high valuations through yield farming. This explainer is packed with information, so be sure to re-watch it to fully understand the nature of liquidity providing. The video was inspired by Crypto Sloth's Liquidity series, which I highly recommend watching for a deeper understanding of the subject. The link will be provided in the description. Feel free to ask your questions in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this video useful. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.